Ariados, a Pokemon with terrible base stat totals, has actually been doing pretty solidly in VGC doubles in Pokemon Champions, and we're going to be trying out a team that was able to make it into Champions tier featuring Ariados. This is Fede Campo's Ariados team. The idea of the team is having that redirection with the Ariados in order to set up for late game Basculegion to be able to sweep teams. Let's break it down. So first up is going to be the Ariados. You might be wondering why Ariados specifically, but there are very few limited redirect mons in this format, and having redirection is pretty solid. And Ariados also gets a very nice move in String Shot, which is actually really good speed control because it's been buffed over a couple of generations. So String Shot does hit both the opposing Pokemon on this opposing side, and it is able to lower their speed by 2 stages. So it is going to be a permanent speed drop until they switch out. And usually you're going to be trying to clean up in the end game. So with Ariados plus Basculegion. So you want to go for a String Shot against these Pokemon to slow them down and set up for Basculegion to sweep. And String Shot is the perfect move to accomplish that. Of course, it is 95% accurate, which is a little bit troll, but it is a really strong move in most cases and pretty consistent for the most part. So this Ariados EV spread here is going to be near max HP, but it's still able to have a number that is even. So when hit by a Super Fang from Mousehold, you are able to activate the Citrus Berry. You have an Impish Nature with a good amount of physical defense to be able to take stuff like the Last Respect from not like a crazy boosted Basculegion and a few other attacks like Rock Slides. Going to be a 3 KO with the Citrus Berry and then more, and then the rest is going to go into special defense. Another thing that's nice about Ariados is that it does have access to the poison typing, which means it's actually a fairy resist in a format where it's really hard to find really good fairy resist. So it can actually take attacks like the Moonblast and Dazzling Gleam from Floette and going to be able to actually, again, help out with control. We have Rage Power, String Shot, as I mentioned before, Protect as a move to keep Ariados around to position, and then Knock Off, which is going to be an interesting move. You might be thinking, why not go with like Poison Jab or something? But Knock Off can be able to hit like Focus Sash Basculegions, get rid of Choice Scarves, and really just breaking like any Sturdies or Sashes is going to be pretty important. But specifically hitting those other Ghost types is actually pretty important, so Basculegion can potentially clean up in the end. Its ability is also kind of an interesting one. It's Insomnia, so it prevents the Ariados from sleeping as well. Very unlikely going to happen in this format, but you could switch into a Venusaur Sleep Powder, I suppose, as an option, so something to keep in mind as well. Next Pokemon we have going to be Adaptability Focus Sash Basculegion. This thing absolutely demonic because it is able to do so much damage with that Last Respect, which is 50 base power to start off as a ghost type attack, but increases by 50 base power every time one of your allies has fallen. So it is a really strong attack that builds up over time, especially with the adaptability, which increases the power of the same type attack bonus from Basculegion even further. Yeah, absolutely absurd. And this is the mod that we are taking advantage of on this team. We have max speed, max attack, and then the rest into HP. It's a pretty standard Basculegion, but that is the job. It is to go for these really strong attacks, especially the Last Respect to clean up endgames. Not much to say about this broken Pokemon. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Sylveon, and this Sylveon is going to be nice as a fairy type coverage, which doesn't have to rely on its Mega Evolution. Just being able to hit a lot of Pokemon in the format, especially the dragons that are currently running around. And this Sylveon is going to have the Fairy Feather to boost up its Fairy type moves even further. And the Pixelate is an ability that changes normal type moves into Fairy type moves and increases their power slightly. So going to be able to fire off some pretty strong damage. This Sylveon does have Hyper Beam, Hyper Voice, Quick Attack, Detect. So you have Hyper Voice as a spread fairy type move, Hyper Beam in order to, if you need a wall breaker to instantly get a KO, Hyper Beam can be a really great trade here. Quick Attack for the priority and Detect to keep itself from around. The EV spread on this Sylveon is allowing the Sylveon to outspeed quite a few Pokemon, especially in that like base 110 range after a Tailwind is set up. And then it still has a good amount of special attack to get that jump point from 163 to 165. You have still a good amount of physical defense because Sylveon doesn't have the best physical defense in the world. It's pretty low actually, but its special defense is pretty solid. So it can actually take attacks after investing into that physical defense. Especially you want to be able to take stuff like the Dire Claws from the Sneasler. So next Pokemon we have is going to be the Charizard Y. You might be thinking, why Charizard Y with Basculegion? But Charizard Y and Basculegion are still pretty good because in a lot of cases you're going to go for Last Respect anyway, so you don't really mind the water move being weakened as much. And really it's for other weather controls, helps out against like Corviknight, which could be a little bit annoying, some of the steel types that might run Iron Defense, very effective against opposing weather control, especially rain, which can be annoying for this Sash Basket Legion, especially when you need to break through stuff like Archaladon. So Charizard Y going to be an effective Mega choice here. We have Heat Wave, Weather Ball, Solar Beam, Protect, pretty standard. Solar Beam to be able to hit those water types and the rock types in the sun. Heat Wave is able to do a ton of damage as a spread fire type move. And then you have Weather Ball, which can be nice as a single target fire type move in sun, but also like change the type if you are facing a Weather War. EV spread wise, this Charizard is able to live like Rock Slide from the Garchomps and Excadrills. Potentially it's a roll, but it can be a potential survival. You have a jump point, so you can get the special attack boost with the 152 to 154 here in regular form, and then it also affects it in mega form. And then finally the speed, which is able to outspeed Adamant, Max Speed Dragonite, which is a Pokemon that is in this format, but also outspeed like Adamant Basket Legion and a few other Pokemon in that speed tier as well. Next Pokemon we have is going to be a Choice Scarf Garchomp. You really want Pokemon that are fast in this format because you really want to be able to hit hard and hit fast. So Adamant Max Speed Garchomp makes a ton of sense. And it is going to be running a pretty standard set: Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Stomping Tantrum, Rock Slide. You have both ground type moves because you want to be able to have a single target ground type move in case you don't have a flying type next to you, or you want that spread move immediately for the initial damage output. And then Rock Slide to be able to hit, of course, Charizard, Talonflame, and other Pokemon, and then Dragon Claw to be able to hit the opposing dragons. You have the Garchomp that is with the speed stat of 149 that allows with the Choice Scarf to outspeed Mega Aerodactyl, which is pretty nice because you do have your own Mega Aerodactyl, but also outspeed opposing Mega Aerodactyl. It also outspeeds Scarf Basket Legion as well. And for the attack, you have a jump point in the attack stat from 185 to 187 with the 20 points compared to 19. And then the rest is going to go into bulk, so Garchomp can actually take some attacks like opposing Dragon Claws from opposing Garchomp and a few other moves like maybe like Dragon Pulses from Archaladon and more. So it can actually survive attack and get a few fired off, which is nice, but outspeed a majority of the format and follow up for some strong attacks with Aerodactyl and Charizard on this team. Final Pokemon on this team is going to be the Mega Aerodactyl. So you have actually two Mega Evolution options with Aerodactyl and Charizard, depending on what you think is better for the situation. What's nice about Mega Aerodactyl is one of the fastest Pokemon in the format, and as you can see, we're actually investing into maximum speed, and that's because with Mega Aerodactyl being a popular choice, it's really nice against opposing Charizards. It's also great for speed control, so having access to that Tailwind is really solid because it allows you to be able to actually go for an option where, hey, I have the Basket Legion and I need some speed control to maybe help clean up easier or safer. That's where Tailwind really comes into play, but it can also help out to match up Tailwind against your opponent's side, because for endgame scenarios, you really want to be able to have Basket Legion cleanup with the proper form of speed control, so having Tailwind is nice here. Otherwise, you have a good amount of HP, defense, and attack. I'm not exactly sure what the exact numbers cover for, but you do sometimes run bulk on Aerodactyl to be able to take some attacks like close combat from Sneasler, or sometimes like some Aqua Jet scenarios from Basket Legion after being weakened. And you don't really need max attack because Aerodactyl doesn't usually get many knockouts anyway, other than like the same type of attack bonus Rock Slide and a Charizard, which is already guaranteed. And then Dual Wing Beat with the Tough Claws would already KO Sneasers in most cases. So yeah, you don't really need to run that much attack because it's mainly going for spread damage. Might as well have Aerodactyl potentially be able to take an attack or two, and would be able to stick around to keep up the Tailwind or be annoying, of course, with the Rock Slide pressure. So how to use the team? Well, a lot about the team is going out on the offense immediately to get a bunch of damage, and it's okay to lose Mons early. The idea is, of course, with a lot of teams, is to clean up with the endgame of Last Respect Basket Legion, a move that's just so powerful, especially after a few knockouts happen on your side as it gets stronger due to each fallen ally. And the end game is build up a bunch of damage early on and then clean up in the end game with redirection plus Basket Legion, because Basket Legion absolutely one of the strongest mons in the format. So what are your common leads? I'd say you have quite a few, and it's going to be usually involving one of the megas, probably going to be one of Aerodactyl or Charizard. You have Aerodactyl, which is really strong against a lot of teams because of its base speed stat being one of the fastest Pokemon in the format, and having access to Tailwind does help out the adaptability Basket Legion to be able to sweep with the Last Respect. So you can lead stuff like Aerodactyl plus Garchomp for strong damage with a Choice Scarf Earthquake plus a really strong fast attack from the Mega Aerodactyl to pick up early knockouts. And again, they're fragile enough Pokemon to where you'll go down and then clean up in the endgame with Basket Legion plus Ariados. Aerodactyl plus Sylveon's a pretty good combo because the Fairy type coverage with the Rock Slide is able to pressure a lot of Pokemon in this format. and do a good amount of damage, and again try to clean up for Basket Legion plus Ariados potentially. You also have access to the Charizard, which can lead with Charizard Garchomp, classic lead, ground and fire coverage, really fast offensive pacing, and then you also have Charizard plus Sylveon, really strong spread damage across the board. Basket Legion can lead in some cases, but most likely will be kept in the back, and Ariados can also lead as well because it does have redirection available. Like having redirection next to Charizard is never a bad option. However, I think its strongest mode is going to be usually kept in the back because you want to preserve that Rage Powder and the option for the Basket Legion specifically to clean up with last respect, because that's probably one of the strongest mode that the team does have access to, because it's about enabling the Basket Legion to clean up those weakened foes. If you'd like to check out the details of the team, I will link the creator and the details of the team down below the description. And of course, if you want to try out the replica code, you could go look at this replica code right here on your screen. Otherwise, let's get started and see, is Ariados truly legit or not? That is the big question. We'll find out. Alright, we have Eternal Floette, Charizard, Aegislash, Milotic with Talonflame and Garchomp. So interesting to see Talonflame and Charizard on the same team with the Eternal Floette. So I do like Mega Aerodactyl in this matchup. Mega Aerodactyl is pretty solid, I'd say. So I think I will probably be leading Aerodactyl. The question is, what am I pairing it up with? Sylveon's not bad. Garchomp is decent. I am kind of favoring the Sylveon though in general. I'm a little bit weak to Aegislash though on the lead, but I think it's probably okay for the most part, because I don't know if I want to lead the Garchomp, because if they lead Talonflame Floette, I get destroyed by like Moonblast stuff like immediately. So I think it's always Aerodactyl plus Sylveon as the lead. And then in the back, I think it's Ariados plus the Basket Legion. Yes, I think that's my best call. If I am bringing Ariados into every game, this is probably the way I would want to run it. I guess I could go Garchomp, but I don't think Scarf Garchomp likes locking into a move. Maybe Earthquake, but then I would be Earthquaking my own Ariados, which I don't think is the play here. And I don't know how long Aerodactyl will last on the field, because they might target it down immediately to try and open up the doors for Charizard. Aegislash Garchomp. I don't think this is a bad lead for me at all, because I can just double protect and then I can Hyper Voice. So this is not bad for me. I can go for a double protect here. Unless this is Swords Dance or Substitute Aegislash, really rare in the scenarios, I think we're in a pretty good spot. So we're going to go for protect with both. Also, the Aegislashes have been dropping the Iron Head recently in favor of Poltergeist Close Combat Shadow Sneak King Shield. So I'm kind of curious on what they do here, but I will double protect. We don't Mega Evolve because we're still playing the mind game of am I Sash or not. Rock Slide going to come out. That's not too surprising. And Aegislash is going to stance change. What are you clicking here? Is it Poltergeist? Iron Head. Okay, so they do actually have Iron Head, which is a little bit annoying, but granted, I don't think it's too bad. I think my best play is just to go for a... It's probably just Rock Slide Tailwind, Rock Slide Hyper Voice. Actually, Iron Head might be in its sash on Aegislash. Actually no, we don't know anything for a fact. I think I just Tailwind Hyper Voice. I was thinking of Rock Slide Hyper Voice because it is Scarf Garchomp. I think it's okay, but I think having the speed control is actually kind of nice. I'm just gonna Tailwind Hyper Voice. Even if they protect Garchomp and Iron Head again, I don't think it's too annoying, but we'll see. Mega Evolve the Aerodactyl here. And let's see, because there could be Scarf Garchomps that don't speed Aerodactyl. It's possible. Okay, we do confirm it is Scarf. Okay. Ideally, we get both attacks off. Okay, that's one. Big Tailwind up. Okay, nice. We get the Hyper Voice off. That's huge damage. We KO'd a Garchomp, and the Aegislash just took a lot of damage. So, beautiful turn right there. Beautiful turn. And then this is going to be the Iron Head coming out into the Sylveon. So that is fine. Sylveon goes down, but I do not mind the spot at all. Now we go out into our Aegislash, or not Aegislash, Basket Legion, and threaten the last respect here because they don't have a Ghost Switch in. And we'll see what they decide to go out into. They might double protect to still out Tailwind. They might go Talonflame, but if they go Talonflame, they're threatened by Rock Slide in last respect, so I'm okay with that. Exactly. That's why I'm okay with this position. I think we go for Rock Slide. I think I might actually go for Jet into Talonflame because this covers if they go for Shadow Sneak, I suppose. I think it's very... Let's see. Actually, I like Protect a lot. Do I like Protect? I like Aqua Jet Rock Slide here. Because preventing the Gale Wings from coming out is nice. They Protect. Is this double Protect? Oh, they played aggressive with their Aegislash. That's bad for me. Okay. Did they Poltergeist? No, they Shadow Sneaks to put me in range. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's not great. Bad crit. Bad crit. But I mean, I think I'm in range of any priority move anyway. Okay. We hit the Rock Slide, which is good. So Aegislash goes down to Rock Slide if they attack. The thing is, I don't know. Double priority is scary because they could also knock out Aerodactyl in this spot. I'm curious what their last mon is. I think my best play is still to Rock Slide and Aqua Jet regardless. The question is into who? Is it in Aegislash? I think it's into Talonflame still. I feel like they Brave Bird here, or they Flying Move Shadow Sneak. I think I targeted Aegislash. I don't think this is King Shield. Yeah, it's not King Shield. I think they Brave Birded one and Shadow Sneaked both. But I don't know which slot they would target here. Oh, they Tailwind. Okay, wait, that's really good for me. Okay, that's really, really good for me. Okay. Rock Slide hit. Nice. Okay. Huge Rock Slide connect. So Talonflame goes down. Beautiful. So Talonflame is eliminated. And now the final mon is going to be the Eternal Floette, most likely. Unless it's Zard. If it's Zard, I'm fine, though. Yeah, it's Floette. Okay, all I need to do is figure out a position to beat the Floette. And I think it's pretty reasonable here. I don't know if they Protect to stall out the last or Tailwind, which I think is pretty reasonable. But I think my best play is to protect the... It's Protect Arrow and swap to Ariados. Because Ariados will switch into the Fairy move pretty comfortably. Then next turn I can threaten Tailwind plus String Shot for the speed control into the Floette, which I think is worth. I think they just protected, right? Because they didn't Mega Evolve? Yeah, they attempted to protect, which is fine. Like, regardless, that's okay for me. Now I go for String Shot plus Tailwind for speed control. Man, if I had Poison Jab here, it'd be so, so nice. We String Shot the Floette. As they go for the Mega Evolution, yep. And they're going to go for Dazzling Gleam. If they go for Moonblast, that's acceptable. I think this is Gleam, though. Unless Gleam doesn't KO Mega Aerodactyl at this range, but maybe it doesn't. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam. KO's Aerodactyl. Ariados took a lot of damage. Oh, that was a crit. I was about to say, I didn't think I was taking that much. Okay. As we do get a String Shot off into the Floette. So the Floette is now slower by 2 stages. They still have one more turn of Tailwind. We protect the Basket Legion. We go for knockoff into the Floette to gain ideally a bit of extra chip. Yeah. And if they KO Ariados, we're fine because that powers on my Last Respect. This is the last or Tailwind. I ideally get knockoff damage into Protect. I really wish I did have like a poison move here, but I do understand having knockoff for the Basket Legions. So they go for Dazzling Gleam again. That's fine. As Ariados does tank it. And we get a bit of chip with knockoff. Which is, you know, just a bit of chip. Just a bit of chip. Actually, not bad chip. Because I'm guaranteed 2 knockoffs because they have to Dazzling Gleam here. Because if I Rage Power, they just lose. So I am going to Last Respect and I am going to knock off. We outspeed the Floette thanks to the String Shot from Ariados earlier. So we always get the Last Respect plus the knockoff here. So, beautiful. Last Respect. This should KO. Yeah. It's Adamant Basket Legion. This thing is absolutely absurd. And we do take the win. So, got a call right, got a call wrong, but got most of them right and put myself into a great spot to be able to play around the Floette, which was beautiful. Alright, we have Mega Aggron with Mega Blastoise probably, with Mousehold, Sneasler, Sinistra, and Sableye. This is gonna be a bit weird here. I think Sylveon's really good. Hyper Voice does a lot of damage. It might be just Follow Me set up with Shell Smash and a few others. This is gonna be kind of annoying. Is this game? Okay. I do bring Charizard, but it's probably Rain Dance Sableye, so this is not going to be easy. I think I go with Sylveon plus... Is it Sylveon Ariados as a lead? I might go for the Ariados plan. I think it's Sylveon Ariados with Basculegion and Charizard back. Because Garchomp doesn't really do that much damage, and neither does Aerodactyl. And I am bringing the Mega Charizard since it's probably the most effective. The Sableye is going to be annoying. I think this is a Blastoise. I don't think they're bringing the Aggron here. Because I don't think the Aggron's that great in the Charizard stuff. We'll see. Blastoise Sneasler, that makes sense. So they're probably going to go for Shell Smash stuff. Okay, bring out Ariados and the Sylveon. We're going to go for Detect. Because they're probably faking out the Sylveon. And we're going to go for a String Shot. We have to play very aggressive here because right now the spot is not ideal. But on the bright side, if we hit the String Shot into the Sneasler, we do activate the White Herb immediately, I suppose. But if it's Sash, that would be nice. But yeah, we keep the Blastoise slower than my Charizard, which I think is the big one here. So we Detect with our Sylveon. As I do fake out the Sylveon because it's the Mon that does the damage. Shell Smash comes out. Yep, that's not surprising. Okay, hit the String Shot into the Blastoise. Sylveon might be able to live a Water Spout just because of how bulky Sylveon is as a Pokemon, but we'll see. Oh! Fascinating. Okay, we confirmed the Sneasler is probably Sash. Okay. That's good for me. Actually, is it? They could get a double knockout here, but if I KO the Blastoise, I do probably win the game. I'm gonna Hyper Beam and just Rage Powder. We have Hyper Beam to try and KO the Blastoise guaranteed. I don't think Moonblast KOs. I think it would barely miss. If I KO, I'd be in a great spot. They switch out the Sneasler into Sableye. Oh, for Rain Dance. Oh, but they didn't protect the Blastoise. Sylveon needs to live. Okay. I think this is a winnable game still, but it's like very unlikely. Very unlikely. I need Basculegion to be faster than a Shell Smash Blastoise, which isn't like absurd, I suppose. Because you need a lot of speed investment on the Blastoise. But we'll see. I don't think they have Protect. I'm just going to Protect Charizard in last respect. Because it's like my only out. If they Protect Blastoise, it's over. But granted, like... This was already looking really rough to win regardless. Because the Mega Blastoise seemed tough. Like, what was I supposed to do? I thought the String Shot plan was good. Maybe it was bring Mega Aerodactyl so I have Tailwind and just Tailwind instead and String Shot, but we'll see. Yeah, it's Protect. It's over. They probably have Wisp, Reflect, or Disable. They have some tech here. Oh, wait. They Rain Dance. Wait. That's fine. Well, again, it could be fine. We're going to Mega Evolve Solar Beam in last respect because the Sableye can only either disable, Wisp, or Rain Dance. They can't do two of the three options at once. So I'm guaranteed either last respect in the Blastoise or Solar Beam. Ideally, I'm faster with both my Pokemon than the Blastoise and I KO the Blastoise and then I actually have a chance to win the game. So we'll see. We'll see. Because they could be Encore here. They could be Disable here. There's a lot that could go on. Oh, I guess they could also Encore the Charizard here, which is playable. It's not great. All right, let's see. Because Sableye is a really annoying Pokemon. It gets so many moves. And if they screens up, if they have screens, like, that's fine for me. All right, what move does a Sableye click? Encore? Disable? Quash. Okay, wait. Charizard should outspeed the Blastoise. Oh my goodness, give me that Blastoise. Give me this Blastoise. Goodbye, Blastoise. That is massive. That is absolutely massive. So I get rid of the Blastoise. Huge, huge threat. And now I get Last Respect off into Sableye as well. I KO the Sableye, and somehow we have a reversal of cards here. What is the final two? Sneasler and what else? Sinisha probably, right? Do they beat this combination? I don't think so. It also should be Sash on the Sneasler. So I go for a Heat Wave, and I go for a Last Respect into the Sinisha. Because I guess if they're the Ghost Berry, but if they're the Ghost Berry, I mean, I could still theoretically lose. This is nowhere near over. They have to fake out. Oh, Fling. Okay, King's Rock. Interesting. Oh, so that it's not Sash then. I missed the Sneasler, but I hit the Sinisha, so that should win. Yep. Okay. Oh man, it was looking pretty bad for a while there. I thought Sylveon might have lived the Water Spout because of its good special defense, but you know what? That String Shot from Ariados actually came in so handy because the Blastoise at neutral speed was a lot less threatening than Blastoise at +2. All right, we have Alakazam, Meowstic, Whimsicott, Garchomp, Milotic, and Hisuian Arcanine. So I'm assuming this is Mega Alakazam, Psychic Terrain, Prankster, Meowstic? Do I have a good line into that? I guess I have Garchomp with Scarf, which outspeeds the Alakazam? I guess that's my line. I'm gonna do Aerodactyl plus Garchomp. And then in the back, Ariados plus Basculegion. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I think Sylveon's like a way better mon in general against this team, but I think Basculegion is necessary, so I actually am able to threaten the Last Respect into Milo, but also the Aqua Jet into Hisuian Arcanine if things go bad. I am bringing like a lot of Hisuian Arcanine answers, but I'm not sure what my opponent brings. They do have a Whimsicott. I do need to make sure that Tailwind's up, and I need to make sure that Garchomp is in a decent spot, because Garchomp's like my only way to make sure that the Alakazam doesn't get out of hand, because I can threaten the Oko on it. Alakazam, Meowstic, okay. Versus Aerodactyl, Garchomp. I'm going for Tailwind with my... Actually, I guess I could Rock Slide. Mega Alakazam is the same speed as Aerodactyl. I guess I could Rock Slide EQ here. Yeah, this is not terrible. I guess like it depends on, hey, does Alakazam protect, and then they go for Thunder Wave and some other factors, but we'll see. I am Mega Aerodactyl with max speed, so if they are Timid Max, they have to fear the Aerodactyl. They did Mega Evolve, so not 100% sure if this confirms Mega attacking or not, I mean, so we'll see. Okay. They traced my Tough Claws, doesn't matter really. They went for Psychic Terrain. I think they thought I was regular Aerodactyl. Okay, Earthquake might KO? And if not, Aerodactyl needs to win a speed tie. Earthquake? Wow, that Alakazam's bulky. It's a speed tie if we fail it! Wow, okay, they had bulk. Okay, their max speed, they sacrifice special attack. What? That's a lot of special attack they sacrificed. Okay. So Meowstic gone, and so is Alakazam. My only question is this a guaranteed game or not? Because Whimsicott, and then who else in the back? Garchomp. I need to match Tailwind if they give me that option. Actually, do I? No, I have a better line, right? It's just gonna come down to flinches at this point, I think. They're gonna Tailwind Rock Slide, right? There's like no other play that they have here. No, my best play is to protect and go for Earthquake. Yeah. I was thinking about like, do I sack both? But I don't, well, not sack both because Garchomp wouldn't go down this turn. They Tailwind, it should be Rock Slide. Because there's no way they let me match Tailwind here. They Dragon Clawed. Okay, that makes sense too. Okay, that actually... Is that better for me? I guess this is still alright. I do get the Earthquake off. Good damage. Three turns of Tailwind left. I gotta figure this out. I mean, they're just gonna Moonblast and Dragon Claw, right? I think I go Ariados here, and I go for a... I go for Earthquake again. Because they most likely knock out the Garchomp before an attack goes off, I assume. I assume this is Moonblast and Dragon Claw into a slot, which is fine. I don't think they Rock Slide here. There's no reason to risk Rock Slide. They probably just Dragon Claw the Aerodactyl again, and they go for a Moonblast into the Garchomp slot, which is okay. Because then I think next turn I can go for String Shots and try to set up for Basculegion cleanup. Because I just need Basculegion to be in a safe spot to be able to get the Last Respect off, which is the important part. They Stomping Tantrum. Oh, this is perfect actually, because they take Rough Skin, which is nice. But the more ideal situation is that Ariados took less damage on here. Yeah, because it's Moonblast. I need 2 String Shots off. So we go out in Aerodactyl and we go for String Shot plus Protect. Or do I Protect? The problem is the awkward turns of Psychic Terrain. There's 2 turns of Psychic Terrain, 2 turns of Tailwind. No, I think I have to Protect and String Shot. I do have to Protect String Shot. I need 2 String Shots off so I can Last Respect KO both of these. They go for Helping Hand Rock Slide. Okay, this could get a bit annoying. Actually, no, this is fine. This is fine. Because I get the Protect with Aerodactyl. Stomping doesn't KO the Ariados. Yep, Ariados survives. Huge. I guess I could have went for Dual Wing Beat, but String Shots into both. Okay. I should live Stomping again, I'm pretty sure. So I go for Stomping and I go for Tailwind. Yes. This is the play here. Because if we get the Tailwind up, we're set up for Basculegion Last Respect cleanup. They go for Stomping. Oh, also we confirmed that the Garchomp is fat. Oh, wait. I went down to Stomping. If they Encored, I was in a bad spot. But they might not be Encore actually on this team. Yeah, they might not be Encore on this team. Also, the Garchomp Dragon Claw, we know it's not Scarf. I mean, the game's still spooky because it can come down to some potential reads on Protects. But we go Bask, and I think I'm clicking Last Respect into the Whims. Because I think that Whims is probably more likely to less have Protect. I don't know. We saw the Garchomp Stomping Dragon Claw, so probably has Protect. I don't know if the Whims has Protect. The Garchomp protects. Perfect. Okay. So some deduction logic, but it works out. Because we do get the Last Respect, KO into Whimsicott, and now we guarantee to win because we have Tailwind up. They don't have Tailwind. We also had the String Shot Speed Dropper earlier. So that's what I was trying to set up for. And now we get Last Respect. I need to find a good way to get up a clean situation with Basculegion to end game. Okay. Max speed, defensive Mega Alakazam with no special attack, so they KO my Aerodactyl and Garchomp. Interesting. Alright, we have Scovillain, Ceruledge, Aerodactyl, the Sylveon, Kingambit, and Basculegion. Very interesting game here. Okay. Am I going Scarf Garchomp? I don't know if Garchomp's that great in this matchup. It's like okay. Charizard is weird. Mega Aerodactyl's nice, but I have no idea if it's Mega Aerodactyl on their side because it's a bit rough otherwise. I think even though Garchomp is nice with the Earthquake, I think playing around the Scovillain's kind of rough actually. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Aerodactyl plus Sylveon and then try to clean up for Bask plus Ariados to clean up. I mean, ideally, I would probably not bring the Ariados in this matchup with the Garchomp, but the challenge is to bring the Ariados to every game. And I do need Basky Legion a lot. Because, like, that's how you mainly deal with a lot of mons on this team. But we'll see. Alright, what are they going to lead here? Gonna be Scovillain? No, Sarilege Aerodactyl. Okay, this is not... This is okay. It's not a great lead, but it's okay. I'm curious if it's Mega Aerodactyl or not, but I'm gonna go for damage. I need the damage with Rock Slide and Hyper Voice, so I am just gonna go for damage. I could flinch the Aerodactyl if they're not Mega. I am max speed. As long as this isn't Wide Guard turn 1, I don't know if it is. But, I mean, my best option would be the Hyper Beam, and I don't think that's a great option either, so kind of have to risk a Wide Guard here. So we'll Mega Evolve Aerodactyl, get the speed advantage, get a little bit of bulk. Let's see. They're also Mega Aerodactyl, but we don't know if it's max speed, and Mega Aerodactyl is a lot less likely to carry Wide Guard, so I could get the Rock Slide, big damage off here, which would be nice. You are Mega Wide Guard? Why? Oh, that's not good. I'm not in range of Shadow Sneak. Is this going to be a mind game of whether I Rock Slide anyway, or they also... I think I go for Tailwind Hyper Voice. Or Hyper Beam into the Aerodactyl. Oh, man. It's actually Wide Guard Mega Aero. Maybe they don't have Tailwind then. I really want to click Rock Slide again because I actually think they're clicking Rock Slide themselves. But okay, I got the play right. So they went for Wide Guard, and I went for Tailwind Hyper Beam. So I get speed control with the arrow. I don't have to worry about Scovillain, and then I'm actually in an okay spot. Okay, goodbye Aerodactyl. Goodbye. This should blow you up. Yep. Goodbye Aerodactyl. And ideally they Poltergeist or Bitterblade again, but they might target down the Aerodactyl. Yeah. Which is fine. Yeah, I'm not in Shadow Sneak range. I might be in Aqua Jet range, but that's acceptable. Basky Legion, okay. I mean, my best play here is just to protect and sack Sylveon and get a free switch. The double ghost is actually kind of annoying, though. The double ghost is kind of annoying. Do they know about the Rage Powder redirection? Aqua Jet into the Aerodactyl as they go for Bitterblade into the Sylveon. Take the knockout. Okay. I just don't know if they have double shadows, if they have Shadow Sneak Aqua Jet as a play here. I guess I always just go Bask here regardless. Only one of these can be Sash, and it's really likely... I think I go Bask here. And I think the play is to Last Respect to Sarilege and Rock Slide. I think it is. Even if they Jet, I could switch out to Ariados as well. So I gotta play a kind of a mind game here. I could also Protect, but that's also a bad play, I think. I think I go for Last Respect into Sarilege. They Jet, okay. So I should get the KO into the Sarilege. I'm curious if this is Scarf. Shadow Sneak is bad. Yeah, this is the worst case. I was better off going into the Ariados. If last mon's King Gambit, I probably lose. Like, I don't think I can beat King Gambit. I'd have to hope this is Scarf Basket Legion. And that Ariados can tank 2 Kowtows plus an Aqua Jet, which is a lot to ask for. Oh, it's Sylveon back. Wait. Okay, that's interesting. Last turn of Tailwind. This is a bit tricky because I don't know what the correct answer is here. I don't know if it's Sash on the Basque or... I feel like it should be Sash Basque. But if I double up Basque, I can't beat the Sylveon. And I think Sylveon attacks here. Oh, I think I guaranteed lose here. Unless it's Scarf Basque. I think my only hope is it's Scarf Basque. Alright, so I'm gonna go for a play with double protect. Oh! Wait, did they double protect? Huh. Okay, they did. It is Sash Basque. I had to last respect the Sylveon to threaten the KO. I think I just gotta hope Ariados lives a last respect. If I live a last respect, I think I win the game. Assuming that Sylveon doesn't protect here, but I don't think you can afford to protect here. Well, let's see. Or maybe they can. This is a really close one. I mean, it depends heavily on Ariados calc with Basque Legion and then the Sylveon. If I live, I win the game. Okay, they didn't protect. Last respect should KO Sylveon. Do they KO Ariados with last respect? Okay, I still need to KO Sylveon. This should, though. How bulky is that Sylveon? Is that like very defensive? It's Adamant Basque. That's crazy to me. Oh, it was so close. Ariados clutched up. Basque didn't. Hold on, we're running that calc real quick. I need to know. I need to know. Alright, I'm looking at the damage calc. This is last respect from Basque Legion versus max HP Sylveon. I'm guaranteed a KO, and look at how much defense they need to invest to live last respect. Like, it becomes a roll starting at 17. So that was either both Sylveon or they were like modest with like 32 or something. And I like, yeah, that's an insane Sylveon spread because it runs that much defense even with the Scovillain, which is kind of crazy. Because I thought like even with Scovillain, maybe maxi run is maybe like 10 or 15 for like Dire Claw situations, but like, what the heck, man? I played like super defensive Sylveon, and even then, I'm not even sure. Maybe I even low rolled too on top of that. All right, we have Dragapult, Sinistcha, Bellibolt, Incineroar, Scovillain, and Hisuian Arcanine. I actually know some things about this team because I've actually seen it before once. I haven't played against it, but it's like Soak, Stall, Bellibolt, which I actually want to feature on the channel because it features like Scovillain and Bellibolt. The idea is to burn and stall your opponent with like the Bellibolt, Soak, so they don't do that much damage, and then like they can like parabolic charge. It's a really interesting team. The question is, what do I go here? Because my answers to Scovillain aren't crazy good. Charizard does do a lot of damage. Is it better than Aerodactyl? It might be, but there is the Hisuian Arcanine. But we do have Scarf Garchomp. So Scarf Garchomp plus Charizard might be a really good lead. I don't know how they really stop that. Yeah, I think it's Charizard plus Garchomp. And then in the back, bring the Basque and Ariados for cleanup. The biggest threat is going to be that Hisuian Arcanine, I think. The Hisuian Arcanine is just really annoying in general because of the rock slide pressure that it has access to. But let's see what they have access to. What are you leading? Dragapult to Incineroar, okay. This is Screen's Dragapult. This is Screen's Dragapult. I don't remember if they have Thunder Wave or not. Don't have the best switches, unfortunately. I know they don't have Rain Dance, so I think I just fire off damage whenever I can. I'm just going to go for Heat Wave and Earthquake, because if they fake out one, I still get damage with the other. If they have Draco Meteor, it's bad, I guess. They could go for the Garchomp. I'm not 100% certain here. I mean, like, I also get more opportunities to go with my really strong attacks regardless, so it's not too bad. Fake out into Charizard, okay. Earthquake. Like, I want to damage them before screens go up, because if I play passive against screens, I'm probably, like, going to get cooked based on damage output. Earthquake does a lot. Dragon Darts. Okay, wait, that's fine, because they don't do that much damage. Yeah, it doesn't even knock out the Garchomp with another one. So now I can still go for Earthquake plus Heat Wave. And show me your switch. Show me your switch. Okay, very interesting start. We'll take it. Earthquake plus Heat Wave, please. Earthquake plus Heat Wave. I could Weather Ball, but I also want to cover a switch if the instant switches out. Because I want as much damage as I can possibly get if they try to get cheeky with like Scovillain or something. Instant switches out, makes sense. Scovillain? Okay, giving me the Scovillain means I don't have to worry about burn, which is massive. So here comes an Earthquake. Massive damage. Reflect goes up. Okay. Both of these go down to Heat Wave. Nice. So Scovillain gone. Don't have to worry about Flame Body. Dragapult gone. They got Reflect up, which is annoying for my Basque. But we can stall out Reflect turns if needed. So Incineroar's coming back in, and then it's Belly Bolt? Like, who's the last? If it's Sinisha, they're cooked. Arcanine, okay. So my play here is to swap out the Garchomp into Ariados. And we're going to go for a... Should I Weather Ball? Does Weather Ball KO the Incineroar? I think I go for it. I don't mind switching to Fake Out Rock Slide. Yeah, they fake out the Garchomp. They kind of have to. Head Smash. Okay, yeah, they were just trying. They were praying I stayed in with Garchomp, but I'm not giving them the Garchomp. So they went for the Head Smash. KOs the Ariados. Is it Scarf? Is he an Arcanine? Like it could be. We do go for the Weather Ball. The shit KO the instant or close? Yeah, it's close. But that's alright. They're going to forfeit? Yep. Because they couldn't beat Garchomp. So they got one with Ariados, but granted... Basque Legion plus Garchomp in the back was cleaned up. Very interesting team, but didn't really perform well there. All right, we have Eternal Floette for Farigiraf, Basque Legion, Pelipper, Incineroar, and Scizor. All right, we have two potential Megas. Floette will probably always be a Mega. Scizor could be a secondary Mega on this team, which makes sense. In the rain matchup, Aerodactyl probably not that great. Sylveon Charizard seems really good here. Yeah, I like Sylveon Charizard a lot. It puts on a lot of pressure. And then in the back, I want Basque Legion Ariados because Last Respect is so good against their team besides the Farigiraf. So ideally, getting rid of Farigiraf should be like a priority. And if we can get rid of Farigiraf, I think like everything is Last Respect food other than, well, yeah, they're all Last Respect food. The only problem is going to be that Eternal Floette as well because that thing does a lot of damage. So let's see what my opponent does. We could be playing under Trick Room as well, but Sylveon's good in Trick Room, so not too bad. Incineroar Floette, okay. I don't think they're Calm Mind. Like, I don't think they're Calm Mind. But we'll see. I'm just gonna go for... They fake out Sylveon. Well, they could fake out the Charizard too. I don't really care if rain goes up, right? I feel like I don't. I think I'm just going to go for a Weather Ball. The thing is... No, I think I Heat Wave. I Heat Wave Hyper Voice. I would take a lot of damage, though, if they Moonblast or something. Is it worth the trade? Yeah, I think Double Protect is okay. Turn 1. I don't think it's Calm Mind on this team. They don't really have many tools that have a signal. This is Calm Mind on the Eternal Floette. They also protected, I think, because they didn't Mega Evolve. No, they fake out and didn't. Wait, Light of Ruin? Oh, wait, they Calm Minded without the Mega? Oh, I guess they want to take less damage from Sylveon Hyper Voice. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So that's not great. Because dealing with Floette is very tough. Now I don't know if they're going to protect or if they're going to attack again. I should have went on the offense. I guess I can go for it now with Heat Wave plus Hyper Voice, but they could easily just protect the Floette and go for a Flare Blitz or Parting Shot. Okay. I mean, granted, I could still be in an okay spot if I set it up correctly, but yeah, this definitely has become a lot harder. But I need the damage on Incineroar as well. Yeah, they protected. A bit obvious, but like, here's the thing. No matter what, if I take any damage on Sylveon regardless, I already protected the previous turn. I need the damage on Incin. And like, any damage would put me in range of Dazzling Gleam regardless, so I think this is still probably okay to go for Hyper Voice. Alright. Good damage to Incin. This is Flare Blitz or Parting Shot? Parting Shot is fine. Okay, they're playing passive, which works here for me. I think then I would want to switch out Charizard to Ariados and Hyper Voice. Actually, do I? I might want to just go on the offense. Because here's the thing, if I take too much... If I lose Ariados, I might have a bit of trouble against Scarf Basculegion in the end game. I might Weather Ball, or it's a hard switch to Ariados. Although I don't think they're going to go for Hurricane and a Charizard. Worse is Weather Ball. Weather Ball Dazzling Gleam. That could KO Ariados, but they might also target the Sylveon. I think we just go for a Hyper Voice here. I don't think Hyper Beam puts in range of Aqua Jet anyway after Intimidate, so this is probably the better line. Ariados in. They Calm Mind again. That's greedy. Okay. I still think Basculegion is going to be in a really good spot, so I suppose this isn't terrible. They Tailwind. Okay. That's fine? Question mark? Hyper Voice does a good amount. I do not mind the spot. Also, I think that's Frail Pelipper because the Hyper Voice did a lot. Yeah, can I just protect and Hyper Voice? I think that's pretty reasonable. If I lose Sylveon here, I get a free switch to Bask, and then I can Liquidation and Rain. So I think that's pretty alright for me. The upcoming turns are going to be super suspicious, though. We do protect the Ariados. Let's see what they go for. Moonblast into Sylveon or Dazzling Gleam? Dazzling Gleam, okay. Is it a double up into Sylveon? Does a lot, but I'm taking it. Muddy Water. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Well, dodging helps, I suppose, but I don't know if that's helpful long term. Oh, wait, I KO Pelipper. Okay, that's good. But I still think this is kind of weird. Is it Incineroar coming in? For Farigiraf. Are they going to trick? Oh, they're going for Psychic Dazzling Gleam this turn. Okay. My play is just to go Is it to go Charizard or is it to sack the Ariados? I'm trying to think because this is 2 turns of Tailwind. It's gonna be spooky for the end game. I just don't know how I'm beating the Farigiraf consistently. I think I have to go Charizard here and I still need the Last Respect damage. And maybe it's just attack Sylveon. How slow is the Float though is the question, because is the Float slower than my Basculegion? That's a good question. Alright. Dazzling Gleam, not surprising. Charizard takes it okay, and then this is Psychic. Yep. So Sun is up. Special Defense falls fine. Because I think I was going down to any attacks anyway. Now we have a big question mark of like what happens the following turn. Does Farigiraf double the instant? I kind of doubt it. Yeah. I don't know if they're Trick Rooming though. I think it heavily depends on the speed tiers here. They Dazzling Gleam again. It gets the double knockout. But did Farigiraf click? Did it click Psychic or did it click Trick Room? Because if it's Trick Room, does Bask outspeed the Float and does a KO with Last Respect? Probably not realistically. Okay, it is Psychic here. And now the question just becomes, am I able to actually threaten the Floette here. So I bring out the Basque. This could be Protect Trick Room as well. There's a lot of Mind Games that could go on here. Weather Ball KOs the Instant on the bright side. I think my play is always to Weather Ball the Farigiraf. The question is, what am I doing with Basque? Is it swap here? It might be swap. I think swap to Ariados makes sense. This covers Protect, go to Instant. This covers Instant attacking. Yeah, no, this works out actually. Bring out Ariados. The flow protected. Okay, that's what I thought. So I get a Weather Ball off into the Farigiraf. Does this KO Farigiraf? Probably not. Oh, it does KO Farigiraf. Wait, that's a huge knockout. Oh, that's a crit. I don't know. It depends on their spread, but I'll take the Weather Ball KO on the Farig. Because now I think I set up beautifully for my Basque endgame. Yeah, my Basque endgame is really good. Instant comes out. Well, close. Actually, no, I should guarantee here. Because I think a double protect solves the issue. Yes, yes, it is. Double protect. Even if they call mine again, it's fine. Because I can Weather Ball, String Shot the Incineroar the next turn. And because I do that, I'm able to set up a Last Respect endgame for the Basque. So we double protect on the Fake Out. Even if they call mine, it's whatever. Yeah, I think the question is, I don't know the flow at speed tier. Because the thing is, the crit might not matter even if they went for Trick Room. Because even if they did go for that, it's like, I could still have Bass potentially be the fastest Mon anyway. And set up for an endgame where Bass Last Respect is still cleaning up these Pokemon. Even if they KO the Charizard the next turn. Because I have like Bass that can come in safely. I can knock off potentially the Farigiraf. I don't know, I think it was still reasonable spot for me to be in, but yeah, I Weather Ball and a String Shot, and that should win the game. Oh, they're also fast Floette, so yeah. Wait, is Ariados faster than Instant? It might not be. Wait, did they Flare Blitz though? Did they take enough recoil? Oh, their Darkest Lair out. Interesting. Oh, I guess I don't know what that covers. I guess they want to cover the Bass coming in, but Flare Blitz would have definitely got to me. Now they just lost for sure. Yeah. The sun fades. I can go on a Basque Legion and I can click Rage Powder plus Liquidation into the Instant slot. If the Instant has Protect, it got me, but I don't think it's likely. Liquidation Rage Powder. Like, it needs to be Protect Instant, and they have to go for the hard read of me not targeting the Float with Last Respect. I guess, like, it's fair. I could just Last Respect Rage Powder anyway. Because that's also an option. Okay, Float protected, so I do win. And if they double protect, I'd still win anyway. But I do have Sash, so they were probably, like, not thinking about the Sash part of the endgame, so this works out pretty well. Or they were just praying that I wasn't Sash, which is fair. I do get the KO on Instant. I think they were just hoping for me to make a mistake at that point by protecting Flood, so I understand. Because like they lose if they don't have Protect Instant. Because I always get a free target Instant. If they Dazzling Gleam, Ariados goes down, Basque Legion brought down to Sash. I outspeed because of String Shots, so... Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Actually, I should have knocked off, but it doesn't matter because Last Respect gets the KO on Flood. And even if I don't, I still have the Sash available. Okay. I don't know what the Farigiraf was. It might have not lived Weather Ball. It depends heavily on the spread. I'm not 100% certain, but we will take it here. So Last Respect comes out into the Floette, takes a knockout, and we're in a great spot. It's not like they can Trick Room because my Bass would have been slower than the Floette under Trick Room. So they would have probably had to Psychic, but Psychic didn't get a knock on the Ariados, and as long as Ariados is hanging around, I still think I was like an okay spot. This is one crazy team. Venusaur, Charizard, Quaquaval, Politoed, Heliolisk, and Tinkaton. I don't know if this is going to be some Charizard X stuff. It could be Charizard Y, Mega Venusaur. Could be both Venusaur and Charizard being Megas. Yeah, this is one heck of a team. Let's see. My most consistent answer is probably the... Charizard's fun, but Aerodactyl's also fun. Let's see what I want to go here. Honestly, Garchomp Aerodactyl doesn't seem like a bad lead into this team. I don't mind it. I think I'm going to lead Garchomp Aerodactyl, have Ariados in the back with Basky Legion. I think it's an okay plan. I'm kind of curious on what the ability is on the Heliolisk. It most likely is going to be the Dry Skin ability, but it could be Solar Power. It does get access to it. There's just like a lot of tricks that my opponent could have access to, but we'll find out what they do decide to bring here. But they have Tinkaton, Quaquaval. Okay. They have Fake Out, they have Feint, they have quite a few options that they have access to. Garchomp plus the Aerodactyl. My best play here is to go for Dragon. Is this Dragon Claw or Stomping? Stomping probably 2 shots Quaquaval. I'd hope it would. I think I Stomping here. I think I Stomping and I Hard Switch Aerodactyl to Ariados. I'm covering for Fake Out and Feint. I'm not risking Feint Aqua Step turn 1. Because I'm not giving them the Moxie boost for the Quaquaval freely. Yep, exactly. I'm not falling for it. I almost do a Wing Beat it, but that's fine. Zombie Tantrum. Yep. Ooh, nice crit. Yeah. Lovely turn. Lovely turn. And they don't know I'm Scarf Chomp, so they're about to find out. Or do I just Stomping the Tinkaton again? Or do I just Stomping the Tinkaton? I think I Stomp... No, I Stomping the Quaquaval. And I just go for a String Shot here. Because I just get Speed Control and I just spam it. They go for... Wait, they outspeed my Garchomp? Well, I guess this Garchomp's bulky. But that's fine. They crit me though, which is a bit annoying. This should still be alright. I do get the Stomping Tantrum into the Quaquaval. Granted, it was probably better for me to get the KO onto Tinkaton or a bunch of damage into Tinkaton. This might be Gigaton Hammer. Is this KO? This thing's weak. Okay, it did KO. Not as great. I also don't get why Gigaton is not a contact move, but okay. We do get String Shot off. It's not terrible. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. We go out into Aerodactyl now because it threatens both Venusaur and Charizard. Venusaur, okay. I just spam Rage Powder for Ariados and I just dual Wing Beat the Venusaur. So that is exactly what we're accomplishing. We're going to dual Wing Beat and we're going to Rage Powder. Well, I guess I don't have to Rage Powder theoretically because the Tinkaton can't Gigaton Hammer. So the moves options are like Encore, Feint. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which one they click, but I still think that this is an okay play. I guess I could have like knocked off, but I'd rather have the Rage Powder option the next turn. No Mega on the Venu. They didn't protect either, so I get a dual Wing Beat off. And I connect, which is thankful. Okay. Venusaur goes down. That's a great knockout. And then what's the last Pokemon? Is it Charizard? I'm assuming it's Charizard. I don't get what their plan was. I guess they were just hoping I wasn't dual Wing Beat because they have been dropping them quite a bit. They Encore. Okay, yeah, that's exactly why I want to Rage Powder because I was like, okay, if they Encore me, it could be a little bit weird. But yeah, this is perfect. If it's Charizard, all I have to do is land a Rock Slide and a Charizard, then I win. Yep. So we go for a Rock Slide and we go for a Rage Powder. Actually, there's a better line into this, right? No, there's a better line into this, actually. It's just go for Protect with Aerodactyl and go for a Rage Powder here. You might be thinking why this is a better play is because I can go for Tailwind Last Respect the following turn. And that might be safer because, like, let's say I miss Rock Slide on Charizard, the Heat Wave comes out, knocks out my Aerodactyl, then Gigaton Hammer knocks out the Aerodactyl is actually not a great spot. So I'm trying to burn the Gigaton Hammer here. Because they might go for Gigaton Hammer, which means they don't have that option Aerodactyl the next turn. So we will go for Rage Powder. Heat Wave, yep, this is exactly. So I dodge one potential chance for where we need to lose the game instantly. So thank you, Ariados. Thank you for your service. You actually needed to protect the Aerodactyl and you did. And this is Gigaton. Beautiful. Now they can't use Gigaton Hammer the next turn. Now I can go for Tailwind Last Respect into the Charizard. And I'll be in a really good spot afterwards. So we go for Tailwind and we go for a Last Respect. Because Tinkaton shouldn't have anything crazy here that can screw me over. I mean, it does get some other moves, but we saw Fake Out, we saw Feint, we saw Encore, Gigaton Hammer. You want to assume last move is probably Fake Out. Yeah, they're going to forfeit because they realize they're in just such a bad spot that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that just Basculegion could have just won the end game on its own. So that's why I set it up like that. So nice. All right, we have Eternal Floette, the Sneasler, Garchomp, Volcarona with Dragapult and Aegislash. So this is kind of interesting. We don't really see Volcarona too much in the format. Charizard kind of meh. Aerodactyl pretty good. I definitely am bringing Aerodactyl. Am I bringing Aerodactyl Sylveon? It's pretty good coverage against everything besides the Garch or the Aegislash. I guess I don't need Sylveon though. Hyper Voice is nice, but also like Earthquake is also pretty good. They don't have a ground immunity. I think I just go with Aerodactyl Garchomp, and then in the back I like Basculegion Ariados as the remainder. Okay, that should be perfect. We're always bringing Ariados and the Basculegion Last Respect cleanup. You kind of know the drill at this point. Just try to open up the damage with Garchomp plus Aerodactyl and then try to clean up the end game with the Basculegion. That's pretty much how the team plays, so we'll see what they decide to go here. All right, what is my opponent going with? Floette Dragapult, interesting. Versus Aerodactyl and the Garchomp. I mean, this could get a bit rough turn one. I think my best play, I could dual Wing Beat the Floette and Earthquake, which is a pretty fair play. Because I outspeed the Floette and that should easily KO the Floette. I could Rock Slide Earthquake too, but I actually don't think that would KO Floette, and I think I would actually miss a knockout on Dragapult, so I'm gonna go for the KO on the Floette immediately. I don't think the Dragapult is the most annoying threat, and if I get rid of the Floette turn one, I think it's just so much easier to set up for an endgame for Bass that way. Yeah, they Mega Evolve the Floette. They need to be really physically defensive to tank this, so I should be fine here. Because this is dual Wing Beats, Tough Claws boosted, and then the Scarf Earthquake from Garchomp. Yeah, so we get the Earthquake off. Unless this is Willis. No, like I'm faster than Dragapult with Aerodactyl. Ooh, that took that Earthquake a lot better than I thought. Dual Wing Beat. I crit the Floette, but it looks like it would have been close anyway to the dual Wing Beat KOing the Floette. It was going to be close regardless. It might have KO'd naturally, it might not have. It looks really close. But we do KO the Floette, which is what I anticipated. And they went for Reflect. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that's why Mega Aerodactyl plus the Scarf Garchomp coming in clutch there. And now I just outspeed. And they forfeit. Just have things faster and get KOs faster. What can I say, man? What can I say? All right, we have Tyranitar, Excadrill, Corviknight, Garchomp, Rotomosh, and Basculegion. Okay, Garchomp on this team is a bit weird with Excadrill already, but all right. Let's see, what am I going here? Sand, kind of strange to deal with because they could break my Sash on the... They could break my Sash, which is not great. I do like Scarf Garchomp a lot. Is it Scarf Garchomp Sylveon? The Corviknight's been annoying, so I have to bring the Charizard. Am I leading the Charizard though? Because Mega Evolution wise is probably going to be the Tyranitar. It might be a Sylveon Garchomp angle with Charizard back. Well, here's the thing. My challenge is to bring Ariados. I really don't want to bring Ariados in this. Can I get away with not bringing Bask? I guess I could, theoretically. I could, theoretically. But you know what? I'm a man of my challenge. We're going Basculegion Ariados. This game is the winning in for Champion Tier 2. So we either get Ariados to Champion Tier by ourselves, or we did our best. Ariados will be coming in. Let's see. It's really unoptimal. I would bring Charizard plus the Basculegion, but we'll see. Tyranitar plus Rotom. Okay. Curious. I'm gonna make a bit of an insane play turn one. So I'm gonna Stomping Tantrum to Rotom. I think this is Protect Tyranitar Will-O-Wisp, most likely here. I'm going to protect my Charizard and go for Stomping Tantrum into Rotom. Because I'm calling Tyranitar Mega Evolves, but does it attack here or not? Because if it doesn't attack here, I get a Stomping Tantrum off and the Tyranitar does double base power the next turn. So that's why I'm going for this play. This could go horribly wrong, but we'll see. It does look like it already went horribly wrong because I could have just got Stomping Tantrum off. Thunder Wave. Interesting. Oh my goodness. It's Ice Punch. Okay, I don't think the crit mattered realistically, but Ice Punch, Mega Tyranitar. Trying to think if there's an out here. I'm very slow Charizard. I think no matter what though, I think I have to go Bask here. I think I just lose off that. I was not expecting Ice Punch Mega T-Tar, but I guess I could have anticipated it because their team is really weak to Garchomp. I thought it was just going to be Willis Protect turn 1. That's what I thought was going to happen. So I was like, oh, I could get a Stomping Tantrum, double the power, so even through the burn, I could still damage the T-Tar a lot. That's like what my expectation was. Now, I probably get cooked here. I can't really see an out here. I guess I can double the Tyranitar with Last Respect plus Solar Beam and hope it doesn't protect or switch out. And then Rotom maybe misses the Thunder Wave. I think that's my best out here. So we'll see. That is my best out, I'm pretty sure. So I will go for it. Because if I get rid of Tyranitar, maybe there's something with Bask that can happen. Okay, no protects. That's good. Also, I think the T-Tar wouldn't be in the speed tier most likely. You need a lot of speed to outspeed Bask. Yeah, I don't KO the T-Tar, but Last Respect will definitely get it at that range. Okay. Playable. Playable. Thunder Wave and a Charizard. Not the worst. Okay. It is going to be annoying for Corviknight, but this is acceptable. The problem is going to be the Excadrill or Garchomp. One of the two is coming out here. Excadrill. I have to go for a Protect with my Basky Legion, and I have to go for an Ariados switch. I need to be... I think I need Charizard, because if it's Corviknight back, I lose. I'm pretty sure they probably brought Corviknight, but maybe they brought Garchomp instead. But I think Garchomp would have came out over Excadrill here, if that's the case. Okay, we protect our Basky Legion as they go for Rock Slide, plus probably Thunderbolt or Thunder Wave. Then next turn, they're going to click Earthquake here. Ariados looks like it would tank. Barely. Thunderbolt, K. I got a Rage Powder. And Last Respect to the Excadrill. Last Respect does a bit more damage, I'm pretty sure, than Liquidation and Sun. Alright. Ideally, I guess it's just Earthquake. I could have hard swapped into Charizard on a read, but they might Rock Slide again. Yeah, exactly. I don't get crit. Beautiful. Do I... Actually, if I live the T-Bolt, this actually is a decent spot for me. Hold up. I can't flinch on this. I'm already in a down spot, man. And Ariados lived, but you didn't clutch up. Okay. New plan. New plan. We dodge Rock Slide later on in the game. And we KO'd a Rotom with Last Respect. Okay. Or maybe Charizard lives a Rock Slide, which I think is super doubtful, but hey, maybe it's possible. Okay, Last Respect, 2 KOs. We KO Rotom, okay. This might be playable. Like, if we got the Last Respect into Excadrill, we were in such a good spot because I could just jet. And if it's Corviknight back, I actually just won if I didn't get Rock Slide flinch, but let's see. If it's Charizard or Garchomp, I probably lost anyway. Okay, it is Garchomp. My best play is to... I mean, they just double Rock Slide here, right? Or they Dragon Claw Rock Slide. I just gotta hope that like Charizard dodges, Heat Wave, burns, crits, whatever Charizard needs to do. Also, this wasn't Sash Excadrill. I guess I could have also won the game instantly. But let's see. It's probably Sash Excadrill, I'd imagine. Okay, they Dragon Clawed. Maybe Charizard dodge Rock Slide. Live Rock Slide. Do something. Yeah, it was a tough ass for Charizard. Okay. I think I brought the right Mons though. I guess, I don't know. The thing is I need to change weather, but at the same time, Charizard didn't do much. Like, Sylveon would have been nice for the lead. The thing is I don't break through the Mons quickly and I take a lot of damage. I think the thing that screwed me over though was probably just the hard read that I made turn 1. The hard read turn 1, because I didn't know it was Thunder Wave Rotom and that Ice Punch Tyranitar. Because I'm like, oh, the Garchomp. I mean, the Garchomp's a threat to them. They could have Will-O-Wisp, which is standard on Rotom, and it's like, okay, they could protect the Tyranitar so they can get a Wisp off into my Garchomp. But I guess like Mega Evolving and attacking makes sense because I can't threaten the knockout unless I have a rare fighting move like Focus Blast. So I guess like I probably could have played offensive turn 1, but still unlucky. So how was the team? I mean, it's really solid Mons. What can I say? Aerodactyl, Garchomp, Charizard, Sylveon, Basky Legion, they're all fantastic Mons. Now, what about Ariados? It was really good. Like, the thing is, there's very limited amounts of redirection plus speed control in the format on the same Mon, and Ariados accomplished both, which is fantastic because you want the string shot so you can play against opposing Tailwind. Just being able to outspeed anything with Basket Legion, even Scarf Mons after a string shot, is really nice in certain endgames because you can set it up for the Basket Legion to outspeed and KO safely with the Last Respect. It was actually a pretty legitimate option on this team especially, and it did put in a lot of work as we saw in today's video. If you'd like to try out the team, again, you can check it out with the replica code right here on the screen. Otherwise, you can check out the details of the team in the creator down below the description. And why not check out more videos that we have on this channel and subscribe for more VGC content as always, as we're trying out a bunch of cool Mons in competitive doubles and showcasing what they can exactly do.